Egypt, the president of the last conference of parties and the leader of all COP negotiations during the last year, says it's extremely worried. Giving his final words as president of COP27, Egyptian Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry said that climate financing is shrinking at a time it should be doubling.
Rather than increasing climate finance from developed countries, actually, it's decreasing in relation to the growing needs and the increasing cost of finance in developing countries. The expansion of fossil fuel exploration and production, in particular of coal, in countries that previously committed to substantially phase down. Another worrying sign is the increased gap in renewable energy expansion and availability.
The United Nations climate body UNFCCC too is alarmed.
We are taking baby steps, stepping far too slowly from an unstable world that lacks resilience to working out the best responses to the complex impacts that we are facing. We must teach climate action to run, because this has been the hottest year ever in humanity. So many terrible records were broken. Science tells us we have around 6 years before we exhaust the planet's ability to cope with our emissions, before we blow through 1.5-degree limit.
The presidency of COP moved to Sultan Ahmed Al Jaber, the former head of the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company. Leading one of the biggest power companies in the world, Al Jaber called participants to lead what he described as unconventional changes in climate negotiations.
Since Paris, we have made some progress. But we also know that the road we have been on will not get us to our destination in time. We must look for ways and ensure the inclusion of the role of fossil fuels. We collectively have the power to do something unprecedented.
The UAE says COP this year will engage intensively with high-emission industries like aluminum, steel, cement, and public transportation. Unlocking affordable green financing for developing countries and allocating finance for the Loss and Damage Fund remain to be a major challenge and a target for participants this year. Criticism fell on the UNFCCC for choosing an oil-rich nation like the UAE to lead and influence climate talks throughout the next year. However, some say that the Gulf nation's influential power in the oil and gas field could finally ease the usual deadlock with oil giants across the world.